Genocide is most simply defined as a war against civilians. TAG have submitted evidence of bombings of hospitals under the command of Gotabaya Rajapakse. Mr. Rajapakse has confirmed to the international media that it was his explicit stated policy that all hospitals outside the safe zone, all hospitals in the Vanni outside the safe zones, should be bombed, should be destroyed. We have submitted evidence of blindfolded, tied men executed, unarmed men executed by the Sri Lankan army in open fields. These pictures remind us of the execution of men, of Jewish men in Poland, in the Ukraine under Nazi rule, and also of the execution of Bosnian Muslim men from Srebrenica by Serbian forces. We have provided all this evidence to the US Justice Department. But the US Justice Department has not taken any action. It has not come back to us. The US Justice Department has jurisdiction over its citizens and over their assets. It also has obligations under the UN Convention on Genocide. These are treaty obligations of the US, and for sure they are US matters. TAG argues that every state that has signed the UN Convention on Genocide should either implement its obligations under the convention or repeal its signature. Anything less constitutes a cynical manipulation of the international justice system. But the US Justice Department has so far made no progress in relation to prosecuting genociders that are within its jurisdiction. On the contrary, we see that they are highly focused on prosecuting persons who have acted to resist genocide, who have acted to support a people facing genocide when no one else came forward to help them. In all countries, the anti-terror laws and the material provision clauses within them are political instruments. These legal instruments have been used in Sri Lanka to suppress the media, to justify disappearances, to demonize and encourage the killing of aid workers, journalists, and in the most recent phase to justify genocide. As you know, with the extradition proceedings, there are also strong jurisdiction arguments in Suresh's case. The US has gone to a lot of trouble to establish jurisdiction over events that have taken place well outside its borders and which have no connection to the United States or the safety or the well-being of its citizens or its territory. Now, while I do not argue that the US intended from the outset to aid and abet in the genocide of the Tamil people in Sri Lanka, I think the present refusal to prioritize the prosecution of genociders that are American citizens, while at the same time trawling around the world for cases against citizens of other countries who provided help and support to the people of Vanni in their time of need, is deeply problematic. The US Justice Department needs to send clear signals that they take genocide seriously. They need to focus on war crimes in which tens of thousands are victims, both dead and injured. Crimes committed by US citizens and green card holders, over which the US has clear jurisdiction, and for which the US has a duty to prosecute under international law. And in the meantime, the Tamil community needs to work together and to continue its efforts in supporting the Tamil victims of the war. In this context, the Tamil community also needs to rise to the task of legally defending those persons who, like Suresh, have come forward selflessly in the past to help the Tamil people in their hour of need. It is clear that we have to build strong legal capacities and institutions and to start setting precedents in this field. Today, Sri Skandarada is asking the Tamil community for its support and financial assistance towards the legal defense of his innocence of the charges brought against him by the United States Justice Department. He deserves the community's support to this end, and I'm sure the community will come forward. In this regard, I'm glad to have been able to participate in this event. Thank you.